I've had yet another complaint. Please stop bothering me with experiments in progress.
I am merely observing the proceedings.
Well, then observe from a greater
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet? Is it? This is disappointing. Jezargo hoped there might be one who could keep pace with his accomplishments. There is much for Jezargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jezargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt. Oh, but you are wrong. The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it. May you walk on warm sands.
College is a bit of an oddity in Skyrim. Magic isn't something that's looked upon fondly here. Nords don't trust magic or those that use it. Made it difficult for me growing up. Not at all. I consider it a blessing. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic, so it's not off to a good start. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning. No, and I'm not expecting to. Most of my family disagrees with my choice to study magic. My family didn't really approve of me joining the college. I haven't even heard from them in a long time. Yeah, honestly, it's a bit depressing. But thank you for asking. I want you to know I appreciate your friendship. All right, if you insist. But don't expect the local Nords to take kindly to you once they find out you're from the college. They won't say much, but most people have very strong opinions about the college and those that study here. College is a bit of an oddity in Skyrim. Magic isn't something that's looked upon fondly here. Nords don't trust magic or those that use it. Made it difficult for me growing up. Sure. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I'd better get going.
There are few places where one can pursue my type of work without fear of persecution. By sure no. Those archaic policies died out with the Mages Guild, and were never enforced here. Necromancy, as any other type of magic, is a tool to be used. Of course, non-mages may not see it that way, so we don't go around flaunting it. Not within society, no. Many who practice within the school of conjuration do so on their own, secretly. Phalion is the only one I know who is public about what he does. He was once my teacher here, but left the college years ago. He didn't like the Archmage, hated dealing with him, hated having to answer to him. Phalion said he hated what this place was becoming, so he just left. Arin found a note on his desk, and that was it. I understand he settled down in Hjalmarch, and his presence there caused something of a problem. Ah, that, yes. Unfortunately, the group of apprentices prior to yours has disappeared entirely. As of yet, there has been no sign of them. Don't you worry. The college has things under control. But any information as to the whereabouts of the previous group of apprentices would be greatly appreciated. Any aspiring mage would do well to be here. Honestly, there are few places where one can pursue my type of work without fear of persecution. The people of Skyrim have no appreciation for what we do here. Not that I care. Look, I assure you that incident in Morthal was just a misunderstanding, no matter what the guards claim. Don't worry. Should you ever fall victim to an unfortunate accident, I promise your remains will be put to good use. Until next time.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim. The local Nords may not like us very much, but they don't seem to mind having access to enchanted weapons and armor. Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim, you ask me. Luckily for us, I think we could blow up half of Eastmarch, and people would still come to us for enchantments. If he could, Savos would float the entire college above Skyrim, for all the Nords to see. He doesn't care for politics. He likes to believe the college is removed from the rest of Skyrim. It is not. I'm sure you can figure it out on your own. If you can't, perhaps Urag has a book you can read. No, I can't. I have enough to keep me busy. View it as a chance to hone your craft. I need some more supplies. Can you help out with that? I'm running low on petty soul gems. Bring me another 7 of them, if you can.
You've been spending a fair bit of time with Sergius lately, I see.
What? The audacity! How dare you imply such a thing?
Calm down. Why are you overreacting? I was going to ask if the two of you are collaborating on research.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, yes. We have been working on something together.
This is why I avoid being social.
I think the college is due for a change in leadership. Well, you clearly possess the minimum aptitude required. Congratulations, and welcome to the College of Winterhold. Just like anywhere else, it's all about who you know. Lucky for you, you know me. I hope I can count on you if I ever need a favor. Wow, look at you. You show real promise. I look forward to following your progress here at the college. Oh, and one final thing. If you're working on any experiments, please clean up after yourself. If you're working on any experiments, please clean up after yourself. Let's just say that I think the college is due for a change in leadership. My problem with her? She's the one who has a problem with me. She's threatened by me, by my skill as a wizard, by my elegance and posture, by my superior good looks. But she is not going to get the better of me. Oh no, I won't let it get to me one bit. That's what she's after. She's trying to undermine my confidence, make me doubt myself. Well, it won't work, I tell you. Until next time.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance? Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials. A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact. As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian and devoted all his time to research and study, but more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us. Archmagus Shalador had an understanding of magic that surpassed almost any of either his age or ours. Here at the college, there is an ongoing effort to research his work. He is most remembered for his great maze of Labyrinthian, said to hold Glamouril, or the secret of life. We are always searching for more of Shalador's writings, in an attempt to understand both our knowledge of the man and magic in general. What is interesting is that it appears he was incredibly prolific, writing on a diverse array of subjects. An array so great, in fact, that it remains a source of curiosity. The few of his works that have been recovered suggest that he had an understanding of magic and the world that few have ever achieved. You need a book? You talk to me. Otherwise you're going to find yourself in a lot of pain. Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand? I don't care if you wrote it yourself. If you want a book from here, you go through me. If you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable books from some more dangerous locations. Well, all right, here. I scribbled down the last place I had heard about. Check it out, but be careful. I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them. Until next time.
Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, there's always room for improvement. Certainly. Destruction spells come in different forms, each useful for various purposes. Concentration spells can be cast immediately, though they're weaker. Good for a tight spot and less costly if you miss. You'll also need to decide whether to devote yourself to a single type of spell. Focusing solely on flame spells will make them more powerful, but you may find yourself at a disadvantage against foes immune to fire. No, not recently at least. We don't mistake that for acceptance, though. Odds are they're simply too afraid to confront us directly. And most of us are quite satisfied with that. It is no great secret that we have been unjustly blamed for a great many things over the years. Thus, we must take certain precautions in order to secure our safety. The good people of Skyrim, on occasion, would rather pass judgment than attempt to understand what we do here. Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. One needs to be able to cast at least apprentice-level spells in any school of magic before being allowed to join the college. Most who arrive here do so because they have heard of the college beforehand. The college is a safe haven for mages in Skyrim, a place of wisdom and arcane knowledge. We are the only group left in Skyrim dedicated to the study of the arcane. There are others who study, to be sure, but they do so in private and often in secret. Savos Aran is wise beyond his years. He knows real talent when he sees it. I'm sure when the time for promotions comes, they'll go to the most deserving mage. But don't you think I'd make a wonderful master wizard? Maybe even archmage someday? Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. I've no doubt she'll be promoted to Archmage at some point. Still, there's always room for improvement. I can't wait to see who succeeds Mirabelle. See you around.
You can see me? Confound it all, I was quite sure I was invisible. Or at least transparent. Oh my, that's quite a difficult question. Never underestimate the ability to influence others. Whether they're friends or foes, they're almost all susceptible to illusion spells. They can turn the tide of a battle in a moment's notice. There are also spells that help in avoiding conflict altogether. Invisibility is tricky to master, but exceptionally useful. There may be a matter in which your skills could be useful. The various points of focus for magic energies around the college have become polluted and need cleansing. Very well. These specially enchanted gloves will allow you to delve directly into the focal points for these energies. Go to each focal point and remove whatever impurities you may find there. Return the gloves to me when you have finished. Please exercise caution. This is not a procedure without possible consequences. Use the gloves to clear the focal points. Return to me when you have finished. I thought I made this rather clear. Well, yes. In fact, I studied the existence of so-called doomstones throughout Skyrim. I'll show you what I know. References to similar stones appear in lore throughout the various Tamrielic cultures. None, however, exactly match the markings or distribution of Skyrim stones. The prevailing opinion of Skyrim natives is that the stones are indeed magical in nature. Many are drawn to these stones based on the local stories describing them as a source of significant power. While there is no direct evidence of this, it does seem likely. Their relative positions do not indicate that any individual stone is part of a larger, unobserved pattern. Also, their placement throughout Skyrim does not correspond to any known magical phenomenon. At present, there is no confirmation of any of the various theories surrounding the nature of these stones. The age of the stones themselves is yet to be officially determined. It has been widely assumed that they were placed during the Merethic era. Writings from that period, including those of Ysgramor himself, do not mention the stones, and thus this idea cannot be verified. It's such a fascinating subject. These stones will be remembered long after we're gone. They say knowledge is its own reward. You know, illusion really is the least appreciated of the schools of magic. Knowledge of truly powerful illusion spells is here at the college, but it is hidden from those who might misuse it. But keep studying. You've only scratched the surface. So, you wish to master the arcane arts? All right, then. You know, they say knowledge is its own reward. Illusion really is the least appreciated in the schools of magic. If only I could be free of the day-to-day activities life so often requires. Yes. Yes. They say knowledge is its own reward.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. There are no expectations. This college is a place to study and practice magic freely. Hopefully any discoveries made in your pursuits will be shared with the members of the college first. That way, we all benefit.
Illusion really is the least appreciated in the schools of magic. If only I could be free of the mundane day-to-day activities life so often requires. They say knowledge is its own reward. Illusion really is the least appreciated in the schools of magic. You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere. But magic is the same no matter where you go. Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not J'zargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for J'zargo to become great. Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere, but magic is the same no matter where you go. J'zargo will go wherever he can to learn more. J'zargo will go wherever he can to learn more. Oblivion itself, if need be.
So, Arniel, how's that little project of yours coming along? Any progress worth mentioning?
Definitely on the right track. Results should be soon.
Right. And what did you say the point of this little venture was?
Oh, no. Wouldn't do this at all. Not now. Not at all.
If you say so. Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off-limits.
Do you think you might, have a moment to look at something for me?
Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it.
Yes,
Theft and assault can get you into trouble as well.
Come across something like
As
this
for
before?
research, well,
Why? Because
a
I'm a
sufficient
gunner?
explanation
You
will
didn't
cover
all grow
almost
up in
anything.
dwarven
If you're going to need
buildings,
live
you know?
test subjects
Well,
for your experiments,
yes.
it's easier to do
Sorry
that
to-
off of college grounds. There are some experiments the college frowns on, if they're aware of them, of course. Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off-limits. Shh! All right, let's not overdo it. Meet me in my quarters.
Hello, Neria.
Don't even talk to me again.
Yes. Sorry.
There are some experiments the college frowns on, if they're aware of them, of course. I hope you've got some coin. Let's just take a look, then. I've spent a long time building up a list of contacts for goods from all over Tamriel. If you ever need something, especially something hard to come by, let me know.
You know, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic. So far. If only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. What? Oh, sorry. I'm just a bit distracted. There's a lot of pressure for me to excel in my studies. I think my parents reserved a spot for me here at the college on the day I was born. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Actually, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic. I just hope I can live up to expectations. Until next time.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward. Yes, they have. I can feel the difference already. But, of course, I'm far more in tune with these sorts of things than most. Thank you. I appreciate your assistance. Until next time.
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Well, no, not really. Not directly, I mean. But I know things are being said behind my back. Conversations cease when I enter rooms. I'm quite aware of what's going on here, and I will not stand for it. How can anyone forget wards? Every mage in this college regularly uses wards for practice, so as to avoid physical harm. They have become essential to any mage working in dangerous situations. They are counted upon every bit as much as candlelight or invisibility. But more importantly, wards have saved lives. This is a simple fact. Oh, my dear, look at you. Such a devoted student of restoration. It's comforting to see that not everyone has dismissed it as entirely as most members of the college. Truly comforting. I'll gladly share my knowledge with you. Just because I don't fit in here is no reason for others to ridicule me behind my back. Once again, I have found very insulting notes left in my personal effects. Simply barbaric. Spells and incantations for those with a talent to cast them.